the guest lecturer was very fantastic. If we have up to 20 professors in this continent like that, we will make it. He identified a number of problems that is facing Africa and linked it up with what Fela Kuti did with music. Indeed, you can make an impression from whatever sphere. Even if it is football, boxing, Muhammad Ali then did it using boxing. While boxing, he was speaking and lecturing, right? If it's the intellectual business, you can do that. And this man demonstrated that today. But one thing that he said, which I thought I would have to further, is the issue of education, political education. Education, not just reading and writing. Education that is qualitative. Education that would make us hold our grounds in the country. What holds you together? Like the issue of secession was mentioned, and very interestingly too, and they say that it's not negotiable. Well, if you are married and the marriage is not okay, you go one way. But my take on that is this. Africa needs to be united. There is a need for unity, but you don't unite people you are murdering, killing them, starving them. We are told here about Commissioner of, who will be Minister of Finance and so forth. It is not just that, including the presidency. These things are decided beforehand. And then we find a way using political parties to get to the top position. So that is it. We need to be properly educated. We need to establish ideological schools. Kwame Nkrumah, when he was alive, he had an ideological school in Winneba. S.G. Koku, of late memory, of blessed memory, was in charge of that school. You see, he was thinking African. I'm a university professor, but I do know that proper education is not going on here. And so we need to revamp education and make it productive.
Coming to this symposium today, it is really an eye-opening. It has made me understand so many things that have been happening in the country that I have never been part of. You know, I have always been on the sideline. I just feel like things are going on, but I am not part of it. But it has made me know that for Nigeria to be better than what it was before, I have to take part in it now. Now, my say is important in everything that goes on in Nigeria. So for me now, this is an eye-opener. Let me just put it that way. It's an eye-opener for me to actually know the things that have been going wrong and the things that have been going right.
I think the take-home first is the power of culture. The power of culture. Our culture, our music, fantastic and great. From it, so many things can spring forth. A new generation of people who will carry on the vision of a greater Nigeria, rooted in the Nigerian culture, rooted in the African culture. The keynote speaker has spoken about Pan-Africanism. We need a new horizon, Africa Agenda 2063. But also, we're talking about Fela. Fela has been a cultural ambassador for Nigeria and across the world, who has put Nigeria on the map of the world. What are the lessons to learn from Fela in terms of his message and music for Nigeria, for Africa, and for a new generation of Africans? I think those are the things we could be able to take away from this background. You know, the message in Fela's music is because it's protest music, it's a political music, is that, look, listen, you must wake up to the realities and challenges of building a new Nigeria. And that was a new Nigeria for the people. And I think that was the main message for Fela. And that's to be the main message for the younger generation who are coming behind to be able to follow as well.
That's an eye-opener, as a matter of fact. I've come to understand that Fela's philosophy is different from everything we know about him. There's a lot of exposure at this time about Fela. And of course, we come to understand from the gentleman's lecture that so many things are possible in Africa. If only we can detach ourselves from the mentality of colonialism, not just colonialism, from neo-colonialism, we can become our own instant masters. And also, corruption is one thing that can be rooted out from our society if we give all everything he knows about it. that we can be rooted us and we can be a free country. All the speakers maintain that everything is negotiable. Everything is negotiable. And so whoever is telling us that our unity is not negotiable, the person may be lying to us that anything is negotiable as far as an entity is concerned. Now, it has to do with people coming together and begin to look at where they are coming from, and where they are going to.
Fela's legacies are things that we can adopt, particularly in terms of his attitude to human rights, freedom of expression, and the concept of welfarism, where people in positions of leadership should ensure that they provide for those that they lead, things that are essential, basic things. It's so simple. That way, you find that corruption will be minimal if there is going to be corruption at all. So, that's simply what I just have to say. Fela in itself has provided solutions, and he said it in virtually all the works that he released. So why don't they just pick up those materials, listen to the lyrics, read some of his books, and rub minds with those that Fela has inspired. And I believe that, there will be a better, future for Nigeria.